All right, it's alive.
Awesome. Means I didn't break it. So I guess we can begin whenever we are ready.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Alrighty. So I guess we can begin in five, four, three, two, one.
All right, welcome to the second game of the evening. Up this time is Whimside, a creature collection game that sits at the bottom of your screen and fits easily into your routine. Somebody's a poet. Whether you're working, studying, or relaxing, Whimside is already ready to offer you a very cozy escape. Capture rare creatures, create new species, and decorate your whimsical space. Well, it's kind of in the name, isn't it? Whimside.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, this game was assigned to the Golux for review, so over to him with the details.
So yeah, this is, like it says, it's a creature collector. That's a little bit different than any, like, creature battler or anything like that. It's not one of those. All you're doing is collecting. These little critters, are, um, they're all quadrupedal little guys. And they basically, each one has a four-syllable name and four traits, which are ears slash top of the head decorations, head slash face, body, and tail, some of which can be no. Like, it's possible to have no tail and no ears. I think all the other ones are, you have to have something.
So kind of like those like pseudo genetics quote unquote experiments we did when we were kids.
Uh, Very similar, sort of, yeah. And then what you're doing is, you collect them just by click. They randomly spawn in the small area of the world. This takes up like the bottom, usually about quarter to fifth of your screen, though you can zoom in and make it take up more if you want to. If you zoom out much more than that, it will probably not be pixel perfect, which is usually bad. Um, Okay, so yeah, each one has four attributes. You start out in a meadow, uh, and then after you breed certain things, as a well, you unlock breeding where you basically put two of them in a thing, and then they make eggs every so often that have some combination of their two parents' traits. If the two parents have the same trait in one thing, it's guaranteed to get that. If they don't, it's a kind of a flip, kind of a coin flip between the two is what the word I was looking for. Um,
Take prior parents into account, or is it just specifically those two parents?
just specifically those two. So if you breed let's see, what am I working on right now? A Noravode and a Shawashatsu, you're going to get some combination of like a Norashatsu or a Shanravosu or something. Yeah. This is a weird one because it's more. So the main thing you do as you play is unlock new areas, which I'm just gonna pause this by putting you away. Sorry, I still have it open because I was trying to get them to breed in the right combination. It's a pain in the butt. So yeah, you have to get certain combinations to unlock for the areas, and then when you unlock new areas, you get new combinations of traits, and your goal is to collect all of the traits in an area, or at least that's part of it. So for example, in the first area, there are 4 heads, 3 bodies, 5 ears, and 5 tails, although that includes no ears and no tail. So it's really 4, 3, 4, 4. Then the second area has 4 completely different heads, 4 completely different bodies, 4 completely different ears, and 5 completely different tails. And they come in different rarities. Like some of them are very rare, some of them are kind of rare, and some of them are common. They also come in 9 different possible palettes per area. So, and that's part of the requirement when you're trying to breed for a requirement, because you have to either go to an altar and present it with a certain pair. Like the first one, I don't think this is randomized. The first altar requires a donode, which is doe ears, dog head, no tail, and deer body in porcini, and a norarade, no ears, rabbit head, rabbit's tail, deer body in leaf color. And those ones are pretty common because it's like the first step of the tutorial. But there are rarer ones that you need for later things. And then also, once you get past a certain point, you have basically quests, but they're basically requests for you to breed a certain thing, and then you get crystals for that, which the crystals are the currency that you use to, you have to use them to unlock the altars. You also need to use them to upgrade things, and you get a garden where you put some of your guys and they create crystals on a regular basis, as you do for an idle game. At first you need to pick them up manually, but there is an upgrade that makes them get picked up automatically. And then there are like upgrades that you can unlock more than one breeding pen at a time, make your garden bigger, and you can buy decorations to put in your garden that I think are mostly just cosmetic, but also you do have to manually pet them occasionally, because that increases the rate at which they give you more crystals. And the crystals are, like I said, they're the currency you use for stuff. So that's generally the game flow, is you're getting things, try to combine the features to get more crystals, to upgrade things, and then ultimately it's, I think in terms of for an idle game, I think this game has a bit more investment than you usually do. Like in the breeding things, the eggs take like a minute or two to appear usually, and you have to buy capacity increases for each breeding pen. So basically after about 5 minutes tops, I think it's less than that. It's probably more like 3 minutes tops. I mean, does it say? Maybe it would if I had it anyway. You are you start missing out on stuff really fast, whereas a lot of idle games get to a point where you only really have to engage like once or twice a day. I think that getting this one to that point, I don't even know what the actual cap on egg capacity is. But it can't be, even if it gets super high, it still takes a significant amount of thing to go through the eggs and decide whether you want to keep them or release them, because those are really the only things you can do with the Wimlings once you have them. There are also achievements that you get once you do certain things, like interact with the decor a lot, get friendship high enough by patting them enough in the garden, hatching numbers of eggs, stuff like that. So yeah, it's an interesting game. The randomness can be a little bit frustrating. It seems to have a fairly robust suite of convenience features for being hidden, for being a like idle game. You can resize it, you can make it be always on top or not. You can minimize it and then it turns to the Professor Lizard guy who gives you the introductions. And you can drag him around to put it wherever you want. It has a dedicated thing that can tell you which screen it wants to be on, which is nice, and you can even affect where on the screen it appears, which is nice because it lets it. If you like want it on your second screen where you don't have the taskbar, you can adjust it down so it would cover where the taskbar would be if there was one there, but there isn't. Sort of thing. I know I feel like I'm probably being kind of vague about some of it, but there's not really a huge amount going on here, I think. It's a fairly simple thing. I don't know, do you guys have any questions?
Really?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, the art style is fairly pleasant little pixel things, although it does not take to being resized to a size that is not pixel perfect very well, as many pixel games do not. The music is nice, and you can also turn it way down. It has settings for what kind of alerts it gives you and doesn't. Yeah. How much are they asking for this, Adam?
Let me see. They are asking for $5.85. I'm
And that's
not
not an
sure.
on-sale price?
Nope.
Is
That's
it currency
the
converted?
nope. Like that. I'm not sure if that's a reference. What I do know is like Steam hates that kind of pricing.
I would imagine it's a pain in the ass for everybody.
But yeah.
So
Still,
one of the random things that I decided to do besides trying to fulfill the tasks in the game is, in the first zone, there is B available for all four parts as a thing, and there's a color scheme that's yellow, so I decided I wanted to make just a B, which is apparently a bebe bebe. So you can also entertain yourself doing things like that. I think that's probably about all I got. I think that's a decent price for it. It's unfortunately we live in a world where that's probably around cup of coffee range now.
depends on the area, I think. Like
Yeah.
like here, that's still like fancy Starbucks range.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
Slightly expensive coffee.
I mean, seriously, I can go down to the Circle K and get a cup of coffee for less than $3.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't say it's fancy Starbucks coffee, but it's like less expensive Starbucks coffee.
Mm. Anyway, so it sounds like that's about it on Whimside here.
Yep.
So be sure to tune in after the break as we review Cal and Bomba.